And other news, Ukraine's cash reserves are draining fast. NATO's weapon stockpiles are thinning out, while Russia's forces press relentlessly ahead. Our next story explores the ground situation, how Ukraine is facing a multitude of crises. Take a look.
Ukraine is running on fumes. On the battlefield, Russian troops have an upper hand. New Ukrainian recruits are running away from the front lines. Now, fresh reports expose a grim reality. Kyiv's war chest is nearing empty as payments to soldiers, bills and battles mount. There is also no help coming from its allies. Europe's promise to bankroll Ukraine now hangs over a yawning funding gap, with EU aid slowed by political wrangling and reform delays. The International Monetary Fund is raising alarms over Ukraine's budget moves as the new loan talks drag on.
Russian aggression is growing. The war in Ukraine continues to rage, and the US has rightly challenged European nations to do more and to spend more on defence. So today, the E5 is more important now than it was a year ago.
Russia's unprovoked war against Ukraine is the most obvious example of the threat. But the danger posed by Russia will not end when this war does. For the foreseeable future, Russia will remain a destabilizing force in Europe and the world.
The need is urgent. Poland's state-owned Nitrochem TNT factory manufactures almost 90% of the TNT used by NATO nations. Now, the war in Gaza has depleted its reserves. This has left NATO's arsenal empty. This isn't new. For years, NATO's warnings have been growing louder. Germany admits its ammunition stocks were barely enough for days. France says its artillery output is decades behind wartime needs. Britain confesses it can no longer produce shells fast enough to keep Ukraine firing. And now, the fresh TNT shortage has become the final choke point. Russia, meanwhile, manufactures what NATO makes in 12 months in just 3 months. A 4-to-1 advantage. By 2024, Moscow was pumping out 250,000 artillery rounds monthly. NATO's 2026 target? Only 267,000. Barely parity, not dominance. Time is the real enemy. Experts say NATO's economic and military machinery must accelerate to keep pace, or risk losing the strategic edge as Russian forces push deeper. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.